People do need to know
People
this.
do.
Because
It's real
people are
life.
suffering in
Yeah.
silence. I suffered in silence
Yeah.
for so long because of that mentality, because I didn't feel like I should speak up or I had anyone who would listen.
Like, I think we undervalue the truth these days.
But at the same time, it's like people do have questions. People
Yeah.
don't know. People
Yeah.
will never know unless. Yeah, I want to do everything from reality to documentary. I'm super into true crime. I literally had to get to myself and say, Ashley, you are okay being who you are. I do. I write a lot. I write too much. I
write too much.
I'm just like, oh, you're so sad. Our first season was really interesting. It was fun going in, and it quickly stopped being fun.
Why? All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Real Connect podcast. As you know, I am your host, Tamika Carlton, and I'm super pleased to have you, Ashley Silva.
I'm very excited to be here.
Right? I'm excited to have you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
Right. I feel like, how did you sleep? Because I remember you talking about.
I still do not sleep.
Ma'am.
Ma'am. It's just never going to get better. I feel like at this point, it is really draining.
I'm saying.
But I average weekly, like what people average nightly, like maybe 8 hours
You're
a
lying.
week. I promise you.
So what's, yeah, because I feel like when I was even replying to you through email,
Yeah.
you were like,
my email, like, you'll probably get like
on
a
the
3,
late night, right?
4 a.m. email from me. People, and that's funny because, you know, if you text me between like 8 and noon, no. But if you text me at 3 a.m., you're going to get a response immediately.
Like, so you really only average, like, what time do you go to bed?
Today, because I went to bed today. You know, I usually drop my daughter off about 8:30, and then my bedtime is usually like between 8 and.
Wait a minute, your bedtime is
AM,
in the morning?
AM, yeah.
Oh
and then I usually do about 2 or 3 hours.
So
and
how
then
are
get
you
back
functional throughout the day?
I don't know. And
you have energy.
And I've recently become addicted to caffeine, which is not good.
Like coffee?
No, like Pepsi. Like a 12-pack. Like, you know, people like, give me a 12-pack of beer. Give me a 12-pack of that Pepsi.
That's crazy.
It's really terrible.
I mean, well, I'm super excited to talk to you because I feel like, you know, I'm very adamant. And for those that know, like, the Real Connect is all about connecting with people that are real, obviously, that are authentic, that have done the work, right? And I feel like you've done that. Like, I've seen you on Love and Marriage DC, and I feel like you progressed. Would you agree?
Yeah. You know, I think people got a very limited view of me on that show.
Right.
You know, for a while it really bothered me of the image that was portrayed of me. In front, like, publicly, I voiced my opinion about it. Behind the scenes, I voiced my opinion about it. But at the end of the day,
it is what it is.
At this point, it is what it is. You know, but even while on that show, you change and you evolve, and you know, it's been almost 3 years since we filmed. So
which is wild.
Yeah, which is really crazy. I don't think people will realize it has been that long. March will be 3 years.
That is wild.
Yeah. So, you know, of course you change and you evolve and all of these things. I don't really go back and watch it, but at the beginning of our last season, I think my son was about to turn 15. He's turning 18 next week.
That's wild.
And about to graduate high school. Crazy. And I remember, like, them wanting to do driving scenes, and they were like, oh, he can't do driving scenes because he doesn't have his license yet. Like, we would be teaching him to drive. It's like, now he has his license. He's bought a car. Like, it's like life has really just changed.
Like, happened.
You know?
Like, and the kids were small.
Yeah, they were
and
tiny.
And now they're like grown, like taller than you.
Yes, yeah.
All right, so Love and Marriage is just a piece of you. So we'll get into that more later. But I would love for people to just get to know you as a person. Like, you're from Baltimore.
I'm from Be More.
Don't start. So there's the inside joke here. I was talking to my husband this morning. I'm like, I'm preparing for the interview, and I'm like, okay, so what do people call people that are from Baltimore? And I'm like, Be More?
And I'm like,
no.
Absolutely not. No one from Baltimore says Be More.
Okay.
Ever.
Well, I'm an outsider, obviously.
Yes.
Okay. But you're from here. You're from Baltimore. We're in DC now.
Yeah.
But you're from Baltimore. Like, what was your upbringing like in Baltimore?
Well, I lived on the west side of Baltimore, so we talked a little bit about The Wire before we started filming.
Yes.
I grew up probably about 10 minutes from where The Wire was based, like the neighborhood The Wire was based. It's very authentic to real life, you know, growing up. However, my neighborhood, the street I grew up on was a good street. It was the street where all the
It's
grandmas
like a good
were.
street.
Yeah.
The
So-
grandmas make a difference.
Yeah, so the grandmas were keeping us in check,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
in the 90s. So, you know, I was very fortunate to have that. You know, my grandmother was very influential in me and my sister's upbringing. My mom was a single mom. But I was always like pretty much who I am now, a talkative child, an outgoing child. I always wanted to be a part of something. I always had an opinion. I always saw past just what was right in front of me as well.
That's awesome.
But I love being
Like, how
from
did
Baltimore.
you do that? Like, how did you see
I have always loved entertainment.
Okay.
I was engulfed in magazines and books and movies and things like that. So I realized that there was a world outside of just
Where
my
you were
neighborhood.
seeing,
Yeah, and I was like, I want to be able to explore that world. And I didn't see it as it was a limitation or anything. So, you know, as soon as I was old enough to start traveling, I think I drove to Miami when I was like 18
That's what
twice.
I'm talking about. Yeah.
It was a
Like,
16-hour
who got
drive.
you to do that?
If
Just,
me and two of my girlfriends.
I love that.
And once we went in, my girlfriend, both of us had Hondas. So there's these little
The good old Hyundai
cars
life.
that
Yes,
if you blow on them too
yes.
hard, you know, you might get pushed into the next lane. But we took turns. She drove her car one
I
time.
mean, how long?
I drove.
That's
It
a
was
nice
like
little ride.
yeah, it was about, you know, with us stopping, it was about 16. Mind you, we didn't have like GPS.
No.
So we had
we were just
printout
talking about that. Like,
MapQuest.
how did we survive? Like, honestly.
How? I can't
imagine,
get anywhere now
Imagine
without
your
turning on my
kids
GPS.
having to do what you had to do.
No.
Would they make it?
No, absolutely
Right?
not. I
Like-
think I just told my son that, and he was like, "Oh, like an app? No, baby.
No,
I had to
honey.
print out.
You had to print and pay
8,
attention.
you had to print out 8 pages.
Literally to get there and to get back.
Yes,
And pay attention to the mileage.
yes.
And pay attention to the
And now you
exits.
have to make sure that you know your passenger is reading off the directions right. They
Listen.
not falling asleep. 'Cause-
Listen.
Yeah. So, you know, as when I was younger, I just wanted to explore and do as much as I could and see as much as I could. And I
Yeah.
was able to do that. And I'm really thankful for
Yeah. So you sound like the person that is a dreamer,
that.
and like you saw big dreams for yourself. You got on reality TV. Was that something that you always wanted to do?
It wasn't something that I always wanted to
Right.
do, but like I said, I grew up watching television, all
Yeah.
kinds of television, from soap operas to the early inception of reality TV, like Real World and Rules.
Listen, the good old days.
Yeah, the good
Okay,
old days,
listen.
right? That's
The
why
Tammy
everybody
Roman
said, I was
life.
about to say, everybody need to put a little bit more respect on Tammy as
Listen.
like an OG in the
For
reality
sure.
world. Like, I think she was on second season of Real
Yes.
World. That was like 90
Yes.
whatever.
Yes. What city was that? I don't even remember.
I
what
don't remember what city
Right.
they were. But, you know, I used to watch it then, and I was always interested in it, but I never thought that that was something I would do until I got married super young. I got engaged at 21,
Wow.
and we were married at 23.
Wow.
Yeah, so once shows, like more lifestyle shows started popping up, like Housewives and things like that, I used to think like, oh, this would be perfect for me. I'm married with
Yeah.
kids, young,
And you have a personality.
my personality
Yeah.
is huge.
Yeah.
I have an opinion about
Everything.
everything.
Truly.
I really have an opinion about everything. I have a story about everything. I can connect the
And
dots
you're
to
not
everything.
afraid to share your opinion.
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from?
I think a little bit of it is genetic. I think
Okay.
a little
Who-
bit my grandmother.
Okay. Okay.
So growing up, I thought my grandma was so mean
Really?
because she always had something to say.
And
her-
well, that's kind of funny because people
Yeah.
probably would think that you would
Yeah,
be
but
mean,
this
right?
was me as a child.
Right,
So I
right.
was thinking it. But I remember growing up and just being like, no, she was just really honest. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was sometimes she didn't have to say
Right.
everything she was thinking.
But she was
But-
telling the truth.
But she was telling the truth.
Yeah.
You never had to second guess, you know, with her. And I think that, you know, a lot of times we don't realize how much we just internalize from our upbringing. That was a huge part for me. But I would often be told, you talk too much,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and a lot of people would try to stifle me.
Yeah.
So I think that made me want to be like, okay, well, now I'm going to talk more.
Listen, and it's paid off. Okay.
Yeah,
It is
in
paid
a
off.
way. And I always say, you know, it's a meme like everybody who talks too much in class on their
They
report
always
card.
end up doing something.
What are you
progressive.
doing now?
Yeah.
So
Like,
you should have got talks too much.
yeah, right. In conclusion, like if you would have, I feel like you said something about your grandmother kind of telling the truth. And like, I think we undervalue the truth these days.
We undervalue it, but we pretend
Yeah.
as though we want it.
Yeah.
We pretend as if
Facts.
we want honesty.
Facts.
A lot of people love honesty until that honesty comes to your front
you.
door.
Truly.
You know, so I did deal with that a lot on the show, being called a mean girl and things
Yeah.
like that. And again, like I said, I've watched every type of reality TV.
Right.
I've seen the worst of the worst.
Truly.
And I was like, so me asking questions that everybody wants to know, that
Listen,
the
you
audience is
did.
sitting home going
Facts.
to want to
Facts.
know.
When I tell you, I was like, yes.
So when I ask it and I call it out, it's mean.
Well, why is it important for you to do that? Because I think a lot of people just kind of move through life.
Yeah.
They're around people.
I've tried.
Yeah.
I've tried very hard to sit and be quiet. Say, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it at all.
It ain't working for you.
It's I can't help it. I can't help it.
I mean, I think that's a part of being authentic too. Like
Yeah.
being real. It's like you can't be around stuff that is not.
Yeah, and I think I have dealt with, just in life in general and being in the entertainment business, you see so much phony shit.
Maybe the facts.
And it's like, y'all going, if y'all want phony, y'all can pick anybody. Pick girl B, anybody in here.
Well, let me ask you about that, because I feel like we're in like this era of phony and fake. Like it's almost a very like abrupt line.
Yeah.
Right?
Because it's pretending now. I feel like everybody is curating their lives.
Yes.
You know, even with social media. We haven't even talked about this. I started podcasting in 2011.
You were in the game early.
It wasn't even
Fun Times podcast.
So before that, I started a blog in 2009. It was called like Ashley Silva's Thoughts, and then I transformed. I was like, I want a group of women that can come in and write. And this is before we were even talking about millennial women. Like we weren't even using this type of verbiage at the time. And it was like, those are the voices I wanted to be heard. And because I was a young mother, I was like, there are other young moms out there who I know who are feeling like me, who maybe have lost themselves.
Yeah. And,
want a voice. And then I had girlfriends. Most of my girlfriends at the time were still single, not married. So I was like, my perspective is going to be very different from theirs. Let's all get together and talk about it. So that we had Super Gorge, and then it was called Super Gorge Radio. So it wasn't technically even a podcast. We called it an online radio show at the time. But, I just love doing it. I feel like I've been rambling and I'm getting off topic of where this was going.
That's good. But you were saying that you started that and people were fake. There's a lot of fake stuff.
So now when I look at how social media has grown, how podcasts have grown, all of these things, I'm like, everybody's looking for shock value or likability. Right. Everybody's pushing their product on you. So I'm like, this is not authentic. Like these people who we have made social media personalities, like they don't have a personality. They literally are sitting home planning out how to make like their coffee
strategy,
for you.
like a true strategy. Right. But I think that there's like this, people are yearning for like honesty. Yeah. For the real. I mean, listen, it's not as popular.
It's not.
It's like a group of us over here in the corner.
Yeah, and it's very hard to find those people.
It is.
You walk around like, hi, do you want the truth?
Not hi, you want the truth. All right, so you got Love and Marriage DC. I cannot believe it's been so many years ago. Time goes by fast.
Yeah, so whenever I get asked now about the show, it's kind of just like, that's something
that's a long time ago.
It's such a long time for us.
Yeah.
I mean, for me especially.
Like you done moved on. And
it's like life is just different. And, there are shoulda, coulda, wouldas with the show. What I have loved for us to have gotten additional seasons. Technically, we're not canceled.
So we're just like hoping for the best. Like, are we just waiting at a perfect time? Like,
nah, I don't know what they're doing. I'm not hoping for the best.
You didn't want to. You don't want to be on it anymore. Is that I've heard a little?
Yeah, I've had. Like I said, I've been very vocal about my feelings on the show. Our first season was really interesting. It was fun going in, and it quickly stopped being fun.
Why?
On camera. We would joke and laugh. Production was great. Our cast was great at first. And we had such a great time. Second season, they broke our second season up, but we were airing while we were filming the second half of our season.
Oh, wow.
So for the audience, I think it aired about a year and a half between. But for us, it was a continuous straight through. Yeah. So when the audience has comments like, why are you still talking about this?
That's true.
Because the first time I talked about it was September 1st, and now it's October 1st. And it's only my third time maybe seeing
reality TV too. It's like we have no idea when it was filmed, when it comes out.
The timeline of it. So the timeline became a huge issue. For me, I think that there was a disconnect between the authenticity of the story and what was portrayed on television. unfortunately, comment sections do start to get to people. You know, if
Mm.
someone is telling you you don't speak up enough,
Mm.
even if that's not your personality, now you're speaking
Now
up more,
people try to
saying
be,
things that
oh
maybe you
God,
wouldn't have said before.
rolls eyes.
Yeah, if people, you know, I would have great experiences with my cast, and then we would get on camera,
And it would be a different
and it would be
story.
something completely different.
Yeah, I can't.
So I'm confused.
Yeah, I can't.
So now I am going to be mean to
Yeah,
you.
I can't.
Yeah, so
I
it
mean,
just
that-
became such a disconnect.
I'm sure. I was interested too. It's like you and Winter got really tight. Like at the beginning, y'all weren't really
could not stand each other.
Like, how did that happen? Like, how did we?
Could not
Because I
stand
love
each other.
the progression. I love the fact that like you can look at someone, be annoyed, and then be in. You know.
Yeah,
like,
I think
you
with
ain't
reality
interested.
TV, we want to rush friendships and everything. We came in season 1 with none of us being friends.
Wait, can I just go back? Because you were like, I could not stand her.
I mean, I'm sure she couldn't stand me either.
Right, that's so funny though. And now
it's just honest. I mean, we did not.
love
we
it. I love
didn't,
it.
and it wasn't from day one, because I think a lot of people also think it was from the first day we met. But none of Monique Samuels had known us all in a social setting, not friends. Had never been to our house.
Right.
Had never
Right.
hung out one-on-one. When Monique was on Housewives originally, I filmed with them. I did her podcast. She had did my podcast at the time, Fun Time Moms. And we just had like, you know, a cordial business relationship where we would see each other at events, things like that. When I guess when she was presented the idea, she suggested everyone that ended up on the first season.
Okay.
And again, people that she knew in passing. We weren't friends. So the Tylers were on there. They were in the nightlife.
Right.
Again, we knew them cordially.
Interesting. So y'all
We
were
did.
really...
I said it on the first episode. We're not friends. We had never been to each other's houses. I don't even know if they had knew my kids' names then. The audience gave me shit. Why do you keep saying y'all not friends? Because now y'all look at these other shows and y'all wondering why people don't get along. But they brought somebody in saying, "This is my friend."
Right.
It's not your friend. It's somebody you met last
friend.
week at a production
Girl,
dinner.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
You don't know this person. So I didn't want to come in and behind the scenes, the powers that be were not happy that I kept talking.
Oh, I'm sure. Because they're probably like, you need to
you
be
come in
molded
saying
into...
we're friends, we're this,
Yes.
we're that. We were not. We didn't know each other. I think Monique and Winter may have known each other the longest because they had like that commonality with both of their ex-husbands being former commanders.
Right.
So they had some type of relationship, but the rest of us did not.
Wow.
So that whole first season, we were really all trying to get to know each other. And it's very hard to do that with multiple cameras in your face, mic men behind you, producers to the side. When you're filming a scene, it's not natural. It's everybody who's in this restaurant is staring at you because it's just human nature to be nosy. Like, what they over there doing?
I will be nosy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we, just like anything else, we could be talking, having a great conversation. The camera goes out. We got to stop. A mic goes out. We got to
like
stop.
Regroup and act like you're in.
Somebody walks in the scene. We got to stop.
That's wild.
Yeah. So now, if I'm sitting here pouring out my life to you or angry at you or whatever the topic is, now 5 minutes of downtime, usually that's a lot of times every scene, I notice myself, I don't care. Because usually it's
like you're over it. Like you're like.
Yeah. So it seems like to the person I'm talking to, I'm like, I don't care.
Right.
But a lot of times it's
like,
been 4 hours
yeah,
and we're still talking about the same thing.
Oh my goodness. So you and Winter somehow got to become
friends. So yeah, during first season, like I said, we couldn't stand each other. Second season was even worse because so much had transpired off camera, on social media, and things like that, again, that the audience just didn't see. So when it came back around for second season to film, I didn't have there was, I saw plenty of comments saying, "Oh, you don't want to film with Winter. You're trying to ice her out." I literally went to production and I said, if Winter does not come back, I have no one to spar with. This will not be fun. I wanted Winter to come back. I needed another person who could go toe to toe. She's intelligent. She's smart. She's
and she
spicy.
Be having some good one-liners. I gotta say,
she gives you that country
the
sweetheart. The
she's
shade
like
of it.
The new age Phaedra.
Yeah, like a Phaedra, and you need someone like that. You need someone like that. You know, so we weren't seeing eye to eye, but business wise, especially the second season, I saw where we needed to go, and I went to production and literally would talk about that.
Okay, producer.
Honey, yeah.
Okay, director. Yes, I'm just saying, okay.
But so, the first few months into filming, she and I still weren't. We weren't seeing eye to eye. We were arguing on camera. We were arguing on social media. And then, you know, as we got, I'm trying to think what was the
Yeah, like how did you
first.
even? Because you guys are tight now.
I'm
Like you're
trying to.
cool,
Yeah, we really are.
which
I mean,
I
again,
love.
it's been 3 years.
Of course, yes,
It's been
and
3 years, which
shit
I don't
happens.
think that people,
Yes, I
again, like
know.
I'm
Yes,
saying,
I'm.
and it's
Yeah,
been now. So we started our first season filmed. I want to say 22.
that is
Yeah,
so much
no
has changed
21.
in that life. Yeah.
We signed our contracts in 21.
Okay.
So I don't remember exactly what happened with Winter and I, but we had an off camera conversation, and she said her grievances. I said mine. There were things on camera that she said I didn't like. There were things I said on camera she didn't like. But then we realized we did have a commonality. We did have some things in common, which was kind of like
How
us.
can that happen?
Right. Me and you.
I cannot stand it.
But it wasn't, and again, it was also for the betterment of the show.
Yeah.
Because we were just arguing. Every time I saw her, I'm like,
I'm over it. Yeah.
right. And it was like, I'm over it. So I had something at my house with, at the time, it was, I had invited Sharella. I invited all the ladies who were on the show. Sharella, Winter, Monique was already gone at this time. Irena, Joy, and my best friend Alicia, who was on several episodes. I was like, hey, ladies, I think we need to have a day, no cameras, where we could just sit, talk, whatever. My best friend, Sharella Winter, showed up. The other two did not.
No, so y'all ain't.
The other two did not. However, on camera, they were acting like they didn't have a problem with this woman. But off camera, in my texts, it's a whole different story.
That is annoying.
On camera, you'll go to lunch, you'll be cordial. As soon as the cameras go down, it stops. Then on camera, say, I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Right, be real.
So with Winter, I think that's what started it. And then, you know, just going through her motions of the second season, dating again, being integrated more into the group. Because first season, she was a friend of. Second season,
yeah, she definitely
was a
had
full-time
more of a storyline.
Yeah, she had a great story. It was. Yeah. And so after that, we've just remained, you know, remained in touch.
I love that.
And we do have a good relationship.
Yeah, I love that. And you don't really talk to the rest of the.
Not at all.
Joy,
no, I could never talk to. Like I said, it became disheartening because even after we finished filming, when I watched it, I would see texts from certain cast members like, "Hey, you want to go to dinner tonight? You want to hang out tonight?" That same day they filming, I'm all type of terrible things on screen. I'm so confused. And again, you don't know what someone's saying about you when you're not in the room. Right. You know, so my thought process is that we just were remaining authentic all the way through, but we weren't.
Did that hurt your feelings a little bit?
It did. Yeah. I think with the Tylers, it did because, again, what you don't see is after we filmed our first season, we quickly did develop a great friendship. Like it. You know, Quick works a lot. So when Quick does not work, we're often like, let's throw stuff on the grill, let's whatever. So anytime Quick had a day off,
I'm trying to come to the party.
Yes.
Okay,
so,
like the barbecue,
right, you see,
like,
we always have something.
Right.
So any day, like when Quick didn't have work, you know, we were like, hey, we throwing stuff on the grill. Hey, the kids are graduating. Yeah. Hey, it's my son's birthday party. Arena, my mom loved Arena. So, you know, they quickly became like an extended part of our family very quickly. Yeah. Until second season rolled around again, and there was a shift in dynamic. And I will say, I think a lot of it is because Monique left, and when Monique was there, she was obviously the forefront person. No, not the bridge. I don't think, but like the forefront person of the show. So and then that shifted. There literally was comments about me being in the middle of the picture.
Stop. I mean, that's childish. Unfortunately. Okay, so
I was the problem.
I mean, and also your personality is different. It's like
it's huge.
It's different.
It's a big personality with or without my husband, and I think that was
the. I'm sure people were not happy about because you weren't made. It wasn't like Quick's wife. Yeah, it was Ashley.
Yeah, and like I said, with when I'm with my husband, I'm the same. When I'm not with my husband, I'm the same. And I think that. I don't think that was taken, that me being us, the Silvas been in the middle of that second pissed people off on the cast.
Oh, the image. Okay.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
And that starts to trickle down into real life. Like you don't even realize, like, baby, please put these people in the middle.
Please, like, who cares?
Go ahead.
Because at the end of the day, the show still will go on.
It's a Photoshop picture anyway.
Correct.
You can move us around.
Not the Photoshop.
Baby, second season, we didn't even get new outfits. They changed the color of our dresses.
Wait, can I just... Oh,
My dress was
Wait a minute.
originally red.
Wait a minute.
I think
how
on
did
our
I
second
not?
season photo,
You know
it's
what?
the same
The
dress and
truth
it's
is
blue.
coming out. Okay. Can I? Wait a minute. I lost my train of thought because I was hilarious. Okay. With your book, can I just say, okay, how important are good friends to you?
So before the show, I do not. When I talk about friendship, especially coming off of talking about love and marriage DC, I don't want to equate the two because it's not one and the same.
No,
it's not one and the same. Before that show, again, that's why I also made it a point to constantly say we weren't friends because many of my friends I've been friends with
for years.
My best friend, we've known each other since we were 13 years old.
Wow.
I've known her longer than I know my kids, than I know my husband. I have friends from middle school I still talk to. I have friends from elementary school I still talk to. So when I talk about friendship, it means a lot to me. My godparents, my godmothers both had 60 plus friendships with my mom. So friendship is very important to me. Yeah. So I don't play with it. I don't throw the word out loosely.
How do you show up for friends? Because I feel like a lot of women don't know how to be good friends.
Oh, gosh. I've been having this conversation lately. I think as we get older, it becomes a little bit more.
Different.
It is different. Yeah. It's difficult balancing work and marriages life, and kids everything. Or whatever it is that you have going on. And, I think I try to constantly be a texter. Again, because I'm someone who does like to have events, I'm constantly like, hey, you want to come to this with me? You want to go here? You want to get drinks? Yeah. Like, I am that girl. And I even times at myself, I'll have to like look through my message like, oh my God, I haven't, called this person or text this person. And I'll like make sure I reach out
at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I do have friends that will call me
while you're awake. I'm just saying.
My closest friends will call me at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning or text me like, you up? If it's too late. If it's like 4, I might get some you up text. I'm like, yeah, and then I got a FaceTime. So
I love it. All right. So you wrote your book, Do That Sht. Mm-hmm. And when did you write it? Because it came out
22.
Okay, because I think I just saw something on your Instagram that was 3 years. This will be anniversary.
This will be 3. Okay. I released it on my birthday of that year. So my birthday is next Thursday, the 23rd.
Oh, hey,
yes,
Scorpio life.
Scorpio
all right,
season.
Y'all crazy? No, I'm kidding.
We get a bad rap.
Y'all are sensitive.
Yeah, I am
very sensitive. Mm-hmm. Oh, you admit you're sensitive, but you're very loyal. Mm-hmm. I will say. Super loyal. I actually have a really good friend that's a Scorpio, but y'all are intense.
It is intense. And then, so my husband and my sister share the same birthday. They're Scorpios, November 4th.
Oh my gosh.
The only 2 people I've ever had to share anything with share this. And they are very similar.
Wait, you have...
My best friend's birthday is on Halloween. Another Scorpio.
And you're a big Halloween person too. Oh
my son's birthday is November 7th.
Oh my gosh. All these Scorpios
in
one
I
house?
have a lot of Scorpio energy around us.
Ooh, y'all.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Gosh. It's a lot. That's why I say I will go toe to toe with anybody at any time.
Yeah, and you're not afraid.
Yeah.
Unafraid.
And it's so many even in us all being that we're all different. Mm-hmm. But we all are spicy. We all have something about us that's, that
it's very unique.
Comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wrote the book. In the book, I think, I read it. You were very transparent. Mm. You talked about mental health and just your thoughts. You talked about your dreams. You talked about your family. Like, why was it important for you to write this book? And it's a journal. Like, why more of like a journal? Why was it important for you to do that?
So when I started my first website, Super Gorge, years ago, I used to do something called Mommy Mondays, and then I did Marriage Mondays, and then I did Mental Health Mondays. So I would every week I would change it up. And I was just like, there are people who need to hear these things. But at that time, like I said, I started in 2011. I literally would have friends that would say to me like, why you got to talk about that? Why you got to tell people that?
Interesting.
People don't need to know that. Mm. And I was like, people do need to know this.
People do.
Because people are suffering in silence. I suffered in silence for so long because of that mentality, because I didn't feel like I should speak up or I had anyone who would listen. Mm. A lot of times we look at people and we perceive what we think that their lives are,
Truly.
We're told often, well, somebody else got it worse than you.
Right.
You have no idea what someone's story is. You have no idea what someone's background is, what someone's life is. People could have billions of dollars, all the fame, whatever it is, and still struggle, internally. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted people to know that you aren't alone in that, but also that there is a way out of it because I often feel like when we do have a sad story, that becomes our identity.
Right.
And I didn't want that to be my identity. I feel like I'm so multifaceted. I'm joking 1 minute, I'm crying 1 minute. I can do a mental health seminar and then go take shots
like literally
with a college kid. Like I'm a college kid. So I'm
the
just
balance.
It's balance, baby. So, I just wanted a book where you could do that, but also not just getting my story. How does my story maybe mirror something you went on in your life, even if it's not exactly the same? A lot of us do have issues with our parents that we maybe weren't comfortable talking to our parents about because our parents will look like, I did the best I could for you. Well, what the best that you could wasn't what was best for me.
And it wasn't what I needed.
It wasn't what I needed. And we need to be able to talk about that. That's the only way we start to break.
Yeah, and grow and heal. Yeah.
Right. So with my children, I just feel like I also wanted something I could give them like, here, read about me, learn about me.
And like this is the real behind your mom.
Yeah, and this is because they know a version of their mom.
For sure.
But they don't know about my teenage years.
You're
they
right.
don't know about my childhood. I mean, I've told them certain things, but it's certain things that it just won't come up in everyday life. So I wanted a place where people could reflect on themselves as well.
Do you journal?
Me. I do. I write a lot.
Do you?
I write too much. I
write
have
too much.
Pulled out like old journals. And I'm just like, oh, you're so sad, girl.
Yeah, listen, we
Poor
all
girl.
back in the day, woe is me. Like you have no idea. I mean, it was a lot. Your teenage years, your 20s, you're definitely confused.
Yeah.
Feeling misunderstood, all of that. I feel like we all can relate to that. So it was great to be able to have a book that shared the behind the scenes of all of the things from your childhood, from, talking to your mother, your father. You talked about having kids. I mean, you talked about everything.
I talk about it all.
Your husband, like feeling like you were doing things a lot on your own. Like, how did you have a conversation with everyone? Like, I'm about to you said.
I didn't have a conversation with anyone.
You
and
said,
I've
this
heard,
is for me.
because I've heard other, I had a different title for my book, number one. Okay. That was the only thing I had discussed with someone else. Okay. It's something I say to my kids all the time. I always, whenever my kids be like, oh, I'll do something later, I'll do it tomorrow, I always tell them that today is the tomorrow of yesterday. So that was my nice title, and I remember going to my mom and I was like, I really want to name it Do That Sht. But and I quickly was like, but this is the other title. She's like, I don't like that. I don't want you cursing. I don't want me. Lady, have we met?
Right. Like, I curse.
Yeah. Have we met? Have you met yourself? Because, again.
Like, this is where I learned it.
Yeah. Right. So I was like, I feel like that. And I was like, I didn't want anybody to read it before it came out. Because I didn't want their opinions and how they felt. To overshadow what I was reading there. I think I don't think I put it in the book, but there's a quote that I have written down and it says, if you wanted me to write better about you, you should have treated me better. You can't expect for people to write kindly and nicely about you. Correct. Or put you in a light that is not
not true. Correct.
And I'm not doing that for myself either. I say in there plenty of times that I have effed up, that I've treated people shitty that did not deserve it.
Yes, and I appreciate that. A lot of people don't want to admit when their faults. I mean, I definitely am like, I'm mostly perfect, but
yeah, I get it.
Mostly, but it's true. Like, how can we go through life and not learn? You have to learn from your mistakes.
You do.
What do you hope that people get from this book? And even the last season, like you talked to Jamie and Arena's son about mental health. And I thought that was so moving because we don't have that on a lot of shows.
Yeah. So
especially with Black people.
Yeah. The timing of me releasing the book was very strategic. Our season finale for season 1 was my book cover reveal. It was about to come. It was coming out once we aired. And I kept going to them like, I want my book to be a huge part of my story because that is who I am. And I feel like there's a lot of things in my book that we just do not talk about. That didn't happen in season 1.
Oh, that was okay.
The scene with my mom was filmed for season 1. It didn't air until season 2.
You are kidding.
It had been filmed about a year and a half before our next season had started.
Ashley. Oh my gosh.
And I remember being very upset that they took it out of season 1. And I remember having a conversation with Carlos and I was like, I was really hoping that would have made the edit. And that just goes to show you how much you
it's
don't,
not
yeah,
really.
that you're
It's
right. The
not in
timeline is
line.
off,
Yeah, it's
and
not.
then just how much gets left on the cutting floor that
That's
should be there.
wow.
And I remember talking to Carlos King, our the creator of our show, and he was like, Ashley, I feel the same way. I said like that scene with you and your mom is one of the most powerful scenes I've ever seen on reality TV.
It
It's
is.
not there. So I think second season they wanted to figure out a way to tie in.
That makes
Now
sense. Like
how to
weave
make
it
sense.
together. Yeah.
And I knew that their son, had been dealing with some things. They had talked about it on the show. He had opened up about it.
Yeah, which was beautiful.
And I just wanted him to know that in me, and again, this is going back to the kind of relationship that we had at the time, that he did have a place that he could come and talk.
And that's
sometimes you
necessary
can't
to
always
know.
go to your parents because they may not understand, and they may, again, they're looking at it as we raised you as best we can.
Right.
And again, that may not be how you see it. So
Right.
I looked at him like, we the cool aunt and uncle. Come talk to us. I understand this. I've been through it. You need somebody to talk to. You can always come to me. That
Right.
is how I felt then. And I thought it was really important. There was so many other things in my book that I wish we could have delved into.
Can I just say that I was so frustrated when you did like your book reveal and no one had read it.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, some of them are not able to read. I don't believe. I mean that figuratively and literally.
I cannot with you. But seriously, I was like, how did you come
Exactly.
and not read?
Yeah, so that was, and I think it was a little bit of shade, but again, I don't think that
like, did
reading
you
is
take
a lot
it
of
as
people's
like,
forte.
were you frustrated? Because I was frustrated.
No, because I had a sold out event.
I was irritated.
I mean, it's irritating in hindsight, but I had a sold out event with people,
and it was not. It wasn't. It really wasn't about them.
Yeah, who had read the book.
Yeah,
yeah, and it was like, of course, I would have loved for them to read it so that.
And to get to know, like, I feel like, and be a part of.
But that wasn't the point. There's a scene where we are discussing the book, and I'm talking about, my mom and how she reacted to it or whatever. And then there's one of the cast members was like, "So did you talk to this cast member that you're not talking to?" I mean, I don't care nothing about that.
No, because
but again, we're making a show, so we gotta.
I don't know how you did it. Do you want to do reality TV again?
Yeah.
Do you? In the same kind of setting, like marriage style? What's your vision?
My favorite shows are female ensemble shows.
You crack me up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, female ensemble shows. I just don't think that men should want to be reality stars.
No, I am 1,000% with you, because you start seeing another side of the.
Yeah, you do. And again, it's not a job. It's not. It's a job, and they do have to be in the conversation. So a lot of time, when we have shows like, so our show, the couples are both leads. It's not the woman is the lead and the husband might come in and out. It's like, this is both of you guys' story, or all, well, for us, all 6 or 8 of y'all story. So the men have to talk about, well, my wife, mad that your wife stepped on the shoe.
Who wants to do that?
My
like,
husband
as a
would
grown
never.
Man?
And my husband caught flack because, my husband, I had interviewed for another show years and years ago. My husband has been very adamant about he did not want to be on reality television. So when this show came about, I was like, I want this for me.
Yeah.
I've made a lot of sacrifices in this marriage for your career. It's time for you to do the same for me. So he was like, all right, I got you.
Okay.
He got behind the scenes, right? My husband, like, it's not me pretending on camera like that. He has 90,000 jobs. Like, he does not have,
like, can he sit down?
No, exactly. He doesn't have 3 hours to sit here and talk about my wife don't like your wife. So
and who
again,
wants to?
I feel like even in his scenes, he was short with things. He was snippy, and it's because it's like, I
don't
gotta
have
go to
time
work.
for this.
Yeah, I gotta go to work. I got real money to make.
Well, y'all seem like y'all are dating more.
So yeah, I mean, and I'm very happy for that. He has gotten a lot better with like his time management, scheduling, and things like that.
Come through quick.
Come through. Also, just getting older. Yeah, it's like you cannot be in the club. I know how tired I was of being in the club.
Wait, hold up.
And I'm not, and I
you was
just
in the club dancing, doing something.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll still go out once in a while. Don't tell me what a good time. However, there were times when Quick worked Monday through Sunday in the club. Went to radio, still had, endorsements, everything else. So that takes a toll on you. So now it is getting better, because we are realizing, I think he realizes now the sacrifice that I really did have to make, especially now our son is about to be 18. So it's like one day you just wake up and
your child is
18 years into marriage and you have a grown child. And it's like, how much time did
I
I
mean, how many
miss?
conversations do you feel like you had for him to understand?
Oh, baby, we haven't had this conversation way before that show
You said
ever
maybe,
existed.
maybe.
Way before the show existed, after the show, you know, and I'm just happy that it got better because I got a
Yeah.
lot of flack too that I was complaining.
I didn't find that you were complaining.
Yeah,
I thought that it was honest.
Yeah, but I think that we do that to women often. Right recently, Aisha Carey.
Oh my gosh,
same exact thing is happening to her. I'm like, is comprehension a lost skill?
I mean, I struggle with that situation too because I'm like, I think on one side it's like I appreciate her sharing her experience, but on the other side I can also see where it sounds like you're not appreciating, but it has nothing to do with her story, has nothing to do with what she has. She's just sharing, this is how I feel.
Yeah, and I completely understand that. And again, I could look at it as I have, went after my career because it's something that, I feel like needs to fill a void in me. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, if I had $10 billion just sitting around, would I feel the need to do that as well? But however, we still want to have our own identity.
You want to know yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what
having
you talk about in the
children
book.
that look up at you. I want my daughter to know, like, you can have friends and you can get married and you can have children. You can do all of these amazing things. But at the end of the day, you have to go home. You have to sit with yourself and you have to love on that person and be happy with who she is.
I love that. Out of all of like your relationships, you have kids, you got a husband, you got friends. Like, who has taught you the most?
Who has taught me the most?
I mean, I'm sure all of them.
Yeah, I feel like I've learned something different from everyone. Who has taught me the most? You know what? I really admire, and oh God, why am I getting teary-eyed? I know. I really admire my sister. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm getting so teary-eyed.
I love this.
I mean, she's okay. No, but I really admire my sister. My sister was a teen mom, and she literally had my niece the day after her high school graduation, my oldest niece. And then like 2 days before her college graduation, she had my youngest niece. And I remember my mama telling her, like, don't get no more degrees. Because every time you got a graduation, you pop out a baby. But, she has always just been so resilient. But my sister also, we kind of grew up a little differently. She was primarily raised by my grandmother who really adored her. And my sister is like prime example of when I look at like my children and my nieces, like someone who was like really raised on love. And she doesn't really need like, sometimes I need a lot. But it's like she's always gotten that. So she's doesn't
What does
need
that
it
mean
as
when
much
you
as
say
I
you
do.
need a lot?
I need a lot of like, I need love. I need people to tell me
like
how great I am.
Yeah, you need some words of affirmation.
If I give you a gift, I need you to. Did you like this gift?
Right.
But did you hate it?
What are your love
languages?
One. Do you know what your love languages?
My love languages are definitely words of affirmation and quality time.
Yes,
I'm a like both at the same time.
Yes.
Spend time with me. Tell me how great I am, and acts of service, and let's go do something that I want to do.
Right. You are winning if you do all of that.
But then I feel like I have my how I give love as well. So I am a huge gift giver, and it doesn't have to be something that,
like extravagant. Yeah. Okay.
If I see a mug or something, that like reminds me of you,
like it's a
I'm like, oh, she'd really like this. Let me get this for her, or a shirt. I mean, I do those things all the time. I'll see a shirt, like one of my friends have a favorite movie, and it's like, oh, I never see shirts with this character.
Do people do that for you?
Never.
Would you like that?
I would love it.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah. It's always interesting to me that the people that are very sensitive and intentional with gifts and thinking about people often don't receive it in return.
It's very hard because I'm like, because I am so intentional, I don't want to overlook it.
Yeah.
And I know that some people equivalent something expensive to something great.
I don't need anything.
It's not. I always tell my husband, I'm not a chocolate girl.
No.
I don't eat chocolate. So this is
earlier.
Well,
that's a problem. No.
Earlier in our relationship, he gave me a box of chocolates. It was like it was like Valentine's Day, I believe. And I remember, I was like, oh, great, thanks,
Yeah.
And I opened it up, and it was filled with like gummy bears. And I love gummy bears. And I was like, that is so
nice.
cute.
Just
things like that. It's like, you are thinking about me.
Yes.
It's going to look at this damn box of chocolates and be like,
ugh.
Thanks.
I
All right. But when I opened, I was like, oh, it's all gummy bears.
I love that.
It would have been even better if people would have just picked out all the red ones.
Oh my God. Okay, particular. All right, so let's move on to like your future because you're doing acting classes.
Yes. So I've always done acting.
Oh, shoot.
Before you came in, we kind of talked a little bit
Yeah.
about. I went to a school called Baltimore City College
Yes.
High School, which is some people will kind
That's
of
like the
Yeah.
high school.
It is the
like,
high school.
Yeah.
We call it City for short. But even growing up, I was always really, like I said, I was into television. And Jada Pinkett was always someone who
I remember that in the book.
I
Yeah.
absolutely loved. Even now, I just watched one of her first episodes of A Different World recently. And I'm just like, oh. But it was just such a huge inspiration because we didn't have a lot of talent that came out of Baltimore, especially during that time. So I was always like in acting class and things like that. But I was like, I want to take this to the next level. So in high school, I got my IB theater degree, and that was great. But after that, I kind of was like, kind of afraid to really take that chance.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what if you fail? And I didn't feel like I had the support and things like that. So I was like, okay, what else would you want to do? And I'm like, broadcasting. So I went to school for broadcasting, and I was like, this is something I want to do. That's how I originally started, like podcasting and blogging and all of those things. And recently, I was like, you know what? Get back to what it is you really want to do. Like, why can't you do it? So I went back to acting class. I also did a script writing class. So I'm not just acting, but I'm writing for television. Like I have 2 projects that are being pitched right now. So fingers crossed.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
I know. And I feel like I don't talk about it enough.
Like what are you?
Because I feel like it's one of those things. It's like you're kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Well, not even. I'm a strong believer in like I don't like to share things when it's in the pilot phase because I'm like I don't need nobody's negative energy associated with what I got going on. You know what I mean?
Yes. So I've had one project that's been in the works for almost like 2 years now. But again, like you said, I don't want that negativity on it. Because sometimes people just are mean to you for no reason
people
about whatever.
Hating.
Yeah. And I really hate saying like people be hating.
I mean, but they do
but
though.
They do be hating.
They do. I just saw Joy Taylor. I don't know if you follow her on Instagram, but she was talking about on her podcast or on a podcast. She said that I've never in my life wanted to go on someone else's page and leave a negative comment.
Never.
Like that is a hate.
Never. And mind you, I ran a blog.
Right. Like
I ran a blog for a living that I got paid well for, and I never
like that never crosses your mind. You got to be a hating ass person.
Exactly.
To do that.
I would literally read comments that would come to my page, like that wanted to tell me how terrible I was.
Right.
Like,
why did you
this
waste
whole
your
soliloquy
time
that you just wrote to me?
Correct.
What does this now say about you? I don't know you.
Correct.
I've never met you. I've never been in the same room.
All of the time you took.
Yeah, but you are so mad at me for how you perceive I was to someone who I am in a room with. So now you want to come and tell me how terrible of a person I am while you are being a terrible person.
Literally a terrible
person. I've got death threats.
That's so
from
crazy.
a show. I have gotten it has been terrible.
Just for you being yourself.
Yeah, just for you being yourself. And I'm like, well, maybe I should have pretended like everybody else.
No, I'm sure that other people have gotten it too. Not really.
No.
I mean, people hate people that are real. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's bad, but it got really bad, and
you still want to be in the public eye.
I think it's just. I am a naturally entertaining person, I think, and I think that I honestly do. And I feel like saying that sometimes it sounds egotistical,
your personality
but it's not.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It is aligned. Your energy is aligned with it.
Yeah. So I would love to be back on television. Again, we were talking a little bit about reality TV earlier and about what I want to do it again. I would in a female or family-led show. I would not want to mix the two.
That makes sense.
And I feel like Love and Marriage is kind of a mix of the two. Yeah, it's like my husband wants to come in and talk about whatever he got going on, his businesses, our kids. That's what he wants to talk about. He does not care about anything else.
Let me tell you, we can talk for 45 years, but I have another question. With you, like you've been in the public eye and you talk about mental health, like how do you balance that? Because it can be a lot. Like how do you decompress and make sure that you know who you are?
Yeah, after we stopped filming, I was okay for a while until they released the second half of our season. And it took almost a year for it to come out. We didn't know what was going on. The audience didn't know what was going on. We were sent the episodes very, very last minute, right as we were going to film our
reunion.
Reunion.
Like, do you have to watch it?
Yeah, because we want to talk about it, and it's like,
Ugh,
it's not, because if you don't watch it, it's not the same as real life.
that's true.
It's not what's
That's
going
true.
on in real life. Like, you see it, you see the edits, you see what's taken out, put in, what other
I
people are
would
saying
hate
when
to
you're not
watch it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is a little
It's a
cringy,
lot,
like to watch
yeah.
yourself back and like,
Yeah.
I didn't. It's like there was time I watched like, okay, girl,
Like, ugh.
you could have relaxed on that.
Right,
Like,
like,
you
calm
didn't
your
have to
nerves,
do as much,
okay?
but you did it. So after watching those last episodes of the last season and seeing how everything that everyone else had done was gone, I was so upset. I was upset with myself. I was upset with production. I was upset with the network. The audience hated me. Still to this day, I feel like they hate me. That audience.
That's wild.
However, again, like I said, I watch everything that's going on social media and shows, and I'm like, again,
why me?
Why me? And it's like, she's evil, she's mean, I'm like, I've seen people slap people, flip tables, talk about people's husbands, talk about people's children,
and you
really, go to jail.
I know,
fraud.
I know,
all of these things that we see, and I'm like, because I asked. These are the two things I get the most hate for. Season 1 is Winter, when I asked her how is she a relationship expert.
Yes,
I was very confused.
I forgot about that.
I was very confused.
I mean, that was a valid question.
You're literally sitting here telling us that you're on multiple marriages and that the man you're married to now, you didn't know he lived in a basement. I am confused about what groundwork you did.
Yes, correct. I'm with you, girl.
Season 2, I am coming and telling you guys my entire life, and someone gets to use that they don't know if they want to get married or not for a storyline when it's not true. So now I'm also the bad guy for that. Yeah. I've never seen one comment say about they shouldn't have been lying about who they were on this show. They shouldn't have been faking a storyline. I've never seen anything about that. Every comment has been
like, why?
That because Ashley this person called me phony. And I came to them and I said, well, because you called me, because I don't got nothing to hide.
I mean, genuinely, how did you cope? Like, did you just go to the spa?
I was sad as shit for about the first year. I didn't do, this is probably the first interview I've done to talk about the show.
Well, it wasn't meant to be about the show.
I know, but the reason why I stopped doing interviews, because I know people do want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Every time I say anything about it, I catch flack for it. So it's like, but at the same time, it's like people do have questions. People don't know. People will never know unless, you know,
say that. And at least you can kind of control your narrative by sharing it. This way.
And at the same time, it's just like, at this point, it's just like, whatever.
And it was so long ago.
It was so long ago now at this point. But I literally had to get to myself and say, Ashley, you are okay being who you are. Facts. Some people are okay with pretending to be someone that they're not. You got to be okay with standing in who you are too, and that it's not always good. And I know that. I
started this with saying that this podcast is for real people, but I really stand on that. Yeah. And I truly think that we're in this era of fakeness, as we had this conversation, and energy speaks volumes. Through the television screen with you and I here, I don't feel any ill will from you. I feel like you're authentically being who you are. I don't think you're trying to hurt people when you tell people the truth. It just is the truth.
I mean, there was mean things that were said. People were body shaming on our show. I had one person who body shamed several cast members. It never was aired. And I'm like, but I'm mean for asking
a very questions. Credible question.
Yeah. But there were things that were swept under the rug. I do not know why. I was like, if it was to make me mad and upset,
it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe that's something I needed to see about myself too, because I was like, I can control my temper a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, and over the past couple of years, I have matured and been able to do that. But I'm still going to cuss your ass out when you need it.
In conclusion, okay, all right, good time.
Summary.
What do you see for yourself in the future? I know you want to act. You want to be in movies. What we got?
Yeah, I am hoping that I start a whole production house
I
soon.
love that.
Yeah, I want to do everything from reality to documentary. I'm super into true crime.
Yes, oh gosh, yes.
Yes, and we didn't even get to talk about that.
Right.
I am a true crime junkie. I want to do a scripted television. I want to write scripted television. My daughter and I recently launched a beauty brand. It's called AshleyMonroeBeauty.com. And then we have an extended extension of that, XOXO by Ashley Monroe, which is geared more toward teens and tweens. And Ashton is, we're taking cosmetic chemistry classes so that she can actually learn the business side of it. And
that's awesome.
Because so many people, you know, they slap their name on something and then they just go. Started. But I really wanted her to know the business and to understand and know what you're putting on your face. Because, baby, we got 8 years old out here putting on retinol, and that's wild.
That's unacceptable. All right, speed round.
Okay.
Who would you love to have a dream dinner with, alive or dead?
Oh, alive or dead? Michael Jackson.
How did I know that? I swear I can feel it.
Michael Jackson.
What would you talk about?
I don't know. I love Michael. There's a running joke in my family that I'm Janet Jackson's like secret baby. So I always call Michael Jackson my uncle, and him and my actual uncle who passed away this year, they had the same birthday. So I always like, that's like my family. But I love seeing like videos of Michael, like on his downtime when he was silly, when he was joking, when he was just him.
He didn't have to.
And I just feel like I just wish I could like hug a piece of him, because I know what I dealt with in my small space of fame. So I couldn't imagine being the biggest.
Man. I can't even.
The largest celebrity that ever walked this earth, and all the scrutiny and everything.
Would you consider yourself a nurturing person?
Oh, I definitely am.
Okay.
But to those I love.
Yes. You're like, and let's be clear.
Yeah, to those I love.
That's hilarious. All right. What's your last show you binged that you loved? Is this about to be true crime?
Okay, I'm watching right now Monster, that Ed Gein story.
I tried to get into that. It's a little weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I love it.
It's so strange.
I love it. I literally... look how I'm smiling.
I know, right? You're like, a monster is so excited.
It's great, but I haven't finished it, which I understand why you're saying that. Because usually I can just watch a whole season in a night. And I've had to like take pauses and breaks.
I definitely took, it's been 2 weeks since I watched the
so I'm watching episode. That right now.
Okay.
And I'm very happy fall TV is back. So I'm like an SVU girl. I love all the Chicago.
It's changed though.
Yeah, but this season of SVU, because I became that person on Twitter. I was at an NBC and I was like, we need a real squad. I'm not happy with the storyline.
I'm not. It's different. The squad ain't.
The squad is not
squaded.
like
what it used to be.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I know this. Lip gloss or lipstick?
Lip gloss.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay. Go-to comfort food.
Ooh, crabs. I'm a Baltimore girl, so we say the way to a Baltimore girl's heart is steamed crabs.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay. If you weren't doing TV, acting, all of the things, what would you be doing?
I would have probably been a psychologist.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see you would probably be like, girl, what's your problem?
Yeah, my newest psychologist, she is amazing. She's so straightforward.
You need that. You need that. You need
that.
All right, last question. Fill in the blank. Real connection feels like.
Real connection feels like safety.
Awesome. It's been a pleasure, Ashley. Thank you
so
much.
So fun.
It's been so much fun. I feel like we literally could talk forever.
We could. Right? I mean, we talked for probably about 10, 15 minutes before we even started filming.
Yeah. I was like, okay, pause. Wait. Well, tell the people where they can find you, follow you, all of the things.
You guys can find me on all social media platforms at Ashley Brittany. My website is ashleybrittanysilva.com. That's where you can find me.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Yay.